Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Sara Dalton Coaching. So today I thought it might be fun to just do, in the plant world they call it a repot with me. Kind of do that kind of a style of format, just talking and just playing with my plants for a purpose for my greenhouse. But I thought it might be fun just for you to watch and kind of relaxing for me. I'm kind of having a rough day getting motivated. I have a lot of stuff that I need to get done for the plant shop, like up potting from moss into nursery pots, but I thought it might be fun to take you along just with some of my personal collection. I'm not going to talk about the plants specifically. I might mention their names and what they're potted in right now, but that's going to be it. It's not going to be a plant tutorial. It's just going to be me talking. So just kind of a chill video. So one thing that is interesting is, in case you're wondering what I'm doing, this is a Monstera obliqua. I can't wait to get the lighting. I got these in and they didn't have a great root system, so I potted them in some sphagnum moss in these little like drink cups, and just watered the moss, keep it wet, and then let the roots grow in. So yeah, I just have not been, it's like one of those days where nothing's really like, so I started the day, I got up at like, I don't know, 9. My husband is at the office today, which is really nice because things have been feeling really squished here. And that was kind of something I wanted to talk about today, was the whole, just like, I wondered if you were going through what I've been going through with COVID-19. So my story with that is that we started, before COVID, my husband worked from the office, his company's office, which is not here. And so he drove to work every day, and I worked at my corporate job. I worked remotely from home. So before COVID, that was our situation. I worked from home. He worked, and I didn't even have access to an office to go to, and he worked from the office. And then COVID hit, and then actually that's not entirely true. He would work from home maybe like twice a week, and that was okay. Like that was doable, that was manageable. So now once COVID hit, everybody that could at the company he works for was able to work from home remotely. And then when things started to open back up, he didn't want to go back to the office, and because I think he enjoyed, like many people, enjoyed having time to, you know, spend with family. Well, not spend with family, but I think he just enjoyed like not having the half-hour commute there, the half-hour commute back, and I totally understand that. That was one of the things I really liked about working from home, was not having the commute, because let's face it, like it's just time that you lose. But I'd also gotten used to a life where I had access to quiet time during the day while he was at the office, and it was just nice. Like I would listen to podcasts if I wasn't working on anything too challenging. That was the situation before COVID, and then Pete, my husband, started working from home all the time and hasn't wanted to go back to the office even though things are opening back up. And that's kind of become, I was used to it. I guess you had to get used to it. You didn't have any choice during lockdown in 2020. And then it seemed like in 2021, I was busy with, I was still working because I quit my corporate job in August of 2021, but like until then I was doing the plant shop and working full time, and things were starting to bother me, but for some reason they didn't really start to bother me until I didn't really notice the effects of them until the last couple months, mostly I guess when I started filming is when I really started to realize how cramped in I feel. So when I film, I really like to be alone. I like to have privacy to say what I want to say and not have somebody in the house who can hear what I'm saying. And I don't know, I mean, it's not like I'm saying anything bad or anything, like I'm not bashing anybody, but I don't know, it's just a thing. I just like privacy when I film, even plant stuff. I just like having my privacy. Look at that root system. This had like a sad little root when I got it back in September from like a stupid company I ordered it from that I will not order from again, but look at that root system. Isn't that nice? Oh, really nice. Nice plant too. I like this one a lot. The variegation pattern's really pretty on it. I am a sucker for variegated plants, especially like with the fenestrations. Oh, I love that, the little holes. Anyway, this is a philodendron. I don't know if you can see it. The camera's not focusing very well today. Let's see. There we go. Philodendron verrucosum. It has like a fuzzy petiole, which is kind of neat. This is a baby, but so yeah, so feeling kind of trapped and liking private. So liking my privacy when I film, even though what I post, like I could say in front of anybody and it wouldn't matter because like I release it to YouTube and anybody can watch it. So when I started doing YouTube, when I started filming for it, I started to notice that I felt like I could only film in one area of the room. And this was back in, I think, was it like October or November when I started filming like my first videos. And I know I don't have that many out, but like I've still have some videos, and I also film for my plant channel. So like having those, so it was like I would film like upstairs in my bedroom and when he was home and when my husband was working from home. And on the rare chance that he did go into the office, I started to notice that I could get a lot of filming done on days when he did go to the office. And then weeks where he didn't, I didn't really get much filming done. So, because I felt like I just felt like I wanted to be alone and have the house to myself and have it be quiet. So here's the issue with that is when he's here working from home, he's a loud talker, a loud speaker when he gets on like a phone meeting or Teams meeting. And yes, this is just me complaining at this point, but trying to let you know where I'm coming from. So, and we have like, our desks are literally right next to each other. We have a T desk, like a T-shaped desk, and my desk is on one side, his is on the other. And we don't have really any other space in the house to go, and neither of us has really a mobile type of job. So I guess I do more now, but like for filming, like if I want to film now and he's home, I feel like I have to leave the house. And like it's early to mid-February at this point, so like there's snow on the ground, it's cold outside, and I just don't want to leave the house. So as, you know, as much, even in the summer though, I'm kind of a wuss. Like, I don't like the heat, and I like the cold better than I like the heat, but as far as for filming outside, like, ugh. So I like it quiet, and when he has meetings, which is like every time he's home, he's got some kind of meeting or gets pulled into a meeting, and I don't get any privacy. So for filming, and like if I was in the middle of a film, making a YouTube video, then like if he gets pulled into a meeting, then you hear that in the audio. So that's the other thing about just wanting to film when it's quiet is like, yeah, I have the dogs here, but I create them when I film so that it's as quiet as possible as I can get it. Like right now, Dory is out. My little border collie is out and about, but she's relatively quiet compared to the other dogs that I have, which bark at literally anything, which is also another point of frustration. So, ooh, even this Scott, even though it's tiny, it's got some nice roots on it. So, yeah, so we had a discussion about it in, I don't know, December, and I told him, I'm like, I really wish that you would go back to the office because the office has opened up more and people are starting to go back, especially now, who knows, but at least right now in the news, it looks like COVID is kind of on its way out, hopefully, and things are starting to open up and more or less get back to normal. So this, I think I'm recording this like on February 10th, 2022. So there's that. Just not feeling like I have a lot of privacy or space. So, and that's hard for me because I used to have, when he worked from the office, I had privacy and space because he was at the office and I was here and it was quiet, but I wasn't filming. Yeah, so now, like, he likes, like I said, working from home, which I totally understand. And we've had a discussion and it's literally been okay, like, and we talked about it, and we've been just having some disagreements, and it hasn't been great, but I started coming to the realization that like I don't have any privacy or really any space with him around. So, and I'm not dissing him, it's not his fault, it's just what happened with COVID, with the lockdown and how it changed people's lives. And I think that, I know that I don't hear a lot of people really talk about this, but I know it's got to be a thing. We can't be the only couple that struggles with this idea of just like your life being turned upside down by what happened and how it changed, how people going from the office to their house to working from home. And, you know, in a lot of cases, I know a lot of people want to remain, like my husband does, wants to remain working from home, but it's like, it's hard to find a balance between, for us, at least for me, because I guess what changed was my job. Like he changed by working from home, his situation changed, and my situation changed because I left my job and have been doing new things that I wasn't doing during COVID, like shooting video footage for my YouTube channels, for the coaching channel and for the plant channel. So, oh, these are Hoya propagations. This is Hoya ring sand. So, so there's just been that. It's been hard, and I've been struggling with like the back injury, and then I got a diagnosis that was basically like, you're never gonna fully heal. And I've seen like several different specialists, and everybody tells me something different. So I don't even know what's wrong with my back. I got another MRI, and then this time it was, you have degenerative disc disease, and it's like, okay. And it's just making me question like everything. Like, is me having, because Pete has been watering since like the beginning of December, and it's like he works full time, and with me asking him if he would be willing to work more at the office and not so much at home so that I can film during the day, you know, that's a lot to ask somebody to do. And it's been hard. It's been hard to find space, and it feels like it's getting worse and not better. Like yesterday, here's a great example of what I've been babbling on about. So, not babbling, but just been talking about. So yesterday, I came downstairs. He went to the office on, I don't even know what day it is. It's Thursday. So he went to the office on Tuesday, and then today's Thursday. So he was at the office on Tuesday, and then yesterday was Wednesday. And I film on days that he's at the office just so I can have my privacy, have it the way I like it. And then I usually will edit on days when he is here. Like, I'll edit videos, work on channel art or the thumbnail art or whatever it is, the description, the SEO, all that stuff for the videos, and then get them uploaded. So yesterday he was here. Nice roots on that one too. They're Hoya Rangsan. I'm not sure. But he was here yesterday, and I started editing around, I don't know, like 9 o'clock or something, and I've been working with a new, to me, program called, it's called Final Cut Pro. If you have a YouTube channel, I'm sure you've heard of it. It's the Mac version of like Adobe's Premiere Pro. So, and it's kind of an upgraded version, ooh, this has nice roots, of iMovie, which is free to use on, it's free to use on a laptop, on Mac laptops. So I was using iMovie for a while, and as I upgrade my camera skills, I also wanted to upgrade my editing skills. So I'm having so much fun with it. And even though like I don't have everything down yet, I'm still working on it and just still getting better. So it took me, editing in iMovie is easy for me now, relatively speaking, easy. And so I was trying to do it in Final Cut Pro, and on just like the trial version just to see if I like it. And I was like, okay, like just learn like one thing. And I did that, like how to split a clip and trim it down. So that was exciting, but it took me longer to edit like this 15-minute short video that I shot. I was able to get it down to like, I don't know, like 8 or 9 minutes, and the lighting sucked and everything else, but I got it edited, and I wanted to edit out some background stuff, and it took me a couple hours to get it to the point where it was before I was able to figure out how to do masking to get the stuff out. And I think in the end, I'm not going to worry about it. I think I'm just going to post it. But Pete was like, well, I was talking about maybe taking a quick break just to get away from my desk and just kind of clear my head, because I was working with something new, and a lot of times sometimes that could be overwhelming. So like, instead of like sitting there making myself just focus on that and getting anxious about it, I'll tell myself like, maybe you could take a break. This would be good for you. So and that was pretty close to around like 12:30, I think, when I said that. And then at like 12:45, I was still sitting there working, and Pete leaned over and said, well, because I was at the desk next to him, and he was like, well, you know, if you're going to take a break, maybe now would be a good time because I've got my meeting with my boss at 1. And I was like, and he knows that him speaking really loudly on the phone, like even when I was working, like he would do that and he wouldn't leave. Like he wouldn't go to another part of the house, or I don't know. So he would work while I was working, and that was extremely anxiety inducing for me. So I wound up just getting up from the desk, and I went upstairs and into my room, and that's where I wind up on days where he has meetings and I can't concentrate while he's in his meeting, is I wind up going upstairs in my room. And I kind of just, yesterday when that happened, I just shut down. I'm like, ugh. So it's created this kind of this like tension, and we've talked about it, and he's like, you know, on weeks that we water, because we water every other week, he said, I'll go to the office twice a week. And then weeks when we don't water, I'll go to the office 4 times a week. And it's like, even when we talked about doing that, it just doesn't really feel very sustainable. Like, and it feels like why should he have to? Just because I'm upset, just because things have changed, you know, he doesn't want to go back to work at the office as much. And I understand that. And I understand that COVID has changed things. They've just changed our lives. It's just changed our lives a lot. So we can't be the only people that are struggling with this scenario, because other people have to too. It can't just be us. It's not just me being whiny me. I know other people's lives have to have changed from COVID, and lockdown has changed lives and how we do things, how we interact. I know it's kind of taken a negative toll on some people's marriages, relationships, you know, people that kind of like in our case where we had some space from each other, we went from having a nice amount of space to really having no space. Like now we're always together and the only privacy I get is when he does leave the house, or if I leave the house and go somewhere, like I go to the library to write or something like that. That's really the only alone time I get, and it's made things kind of hard. So I don't know. I think I don't know, I just edited the video. There's a video that I'm going to be releasing where I talk about me applying for my Italian dual citizenship. So I won't talk about what that is because I did cover it in that video. But COVID and my decision around that has definitely changed things, because I don't see a realistic way for me to get the space and privacy that I need in this relationship in order to be happy. So today is a nice day. And I should say this too, I should qualify this without him having to change something that wasn't his fault. Like, I don't blame him for wanting to work from home. It wouldn't be right or fair of me to. I totally, because as somebody that did and does work from home, or tries to work from home now, like with the plant shop and then with the with filming and stuff. I mean, yes, I like to get outside, and maybe it's just growing pains with, this is my first year on YouTube, filming videos, so maybe it's just growing pains with that, and feeling like we are just always on top of one another. But, you know, maybe there's some legitimacy to more nice roots. Why I feel the way I do. I propagated this for a video, which I didn't post. I haven't posted it on my, I don't think. Oh no, I did post it. It's on my, my Rare Plant House channel. And I propagated this Hoya, and I was like, I wonder if this will even take off, like if these will grow any roots. And I had them just sitting like on the side of my grow shelf, not even in the grow tents where stuff has a better chance of developing a, you know, a faster root system. And I mean, it's like been 2 months and these look, they haven't really started growing new growth yet, but they've got a really nice established root system. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I mean, I don't blame him at all. It's not his fault that I've changed and that I feel the way that I do. So I've been looking at, I want to, for 2022, one of the things I did come up with for like in the year compass that I did when I set my goals for the year was I really wanted to work on video and travel, and I think doing that, traveling and filming myself and documenting it, I think, and kind of being more of a digital nomad for some reason, probably because I feel trapped inside my house with a situation that is likely not going to change, because it seems fair to ask if he would be willing to go back to the office like twice a week, but does it seem fair, but also like for me, 2 days a week, just, it's not enough. And I know that's selfish, but it's how I feel. I went from having quite a few days a week on my own and having my independence to, you know, like if he's downstairs working, which he usually is, then if I'm like taking care of the plants, it's not such a big deal, but it is a big deal if I want to film. And I want to film more, and I'm just discovering like every day more and more, it's like I can't film with him in the house. I just can't. So a couple of reasons, like he doesn't lock up the dogs during the day. So, and nor should he have to, but they are loud and they're interruptive. And then if he's on the phone, like you can hear him come in the audio, and so yeah. So what does that have to do with getting dual citizenship? Well, it has to do mostly with the citizenship means a lot to me about like reconnecting with my family, and I'm going to show more of that on this channel. Like I have some fun stuff planned and just want to explain more about it just because it's something that I'm really excited about. But also I want to incorporate filming into it because that's really something I'm into. Just improving my skills. This is not a Hoya. This is a Philodendron Camposportanum. And it's got this pole in here because it grows up like a Hoya does, and you can trellis it on something so it has something to climb up on, because these are all vines, and the leaves will grow bigger when you give them something to climb on. So just that's why that stick and the clip was on there. That was why. Oh wow, this has a lot of roots. But anyway, so yeah. So, and it raises interesting questions, like things that I've been questioning myself about, like if I do pursue the process and I do so, let's say in Italy, which I'm probably going to have to do for a couple of reasons. One is it'll give me the space that I need. Two, I know this sounds weird, but my mother and I, our relationship goes back and forth a lot. And right during COVID, she decided that she was going to stop speaking to us. and I'm not sure what either I said. It was probably something I said or did, and I don't know why, but I don't know what exactly happened. I know she had a hard time processing COVID, but like as well, like I did, but you know, things show up differently for different people. They all process things differently, and one thing that she decided to do was to stop speaking to both of us via text, she's always been, once she learned how to text, texting was her preferred choice of communication. Like, she's not, if you call, like if I were to call her, she would not answer the phone. So it's been kind of weird there too, like and kind of hurtful, just like to me personally, I've taken it. It's just been something it's been hard for me to deal with because I love my mother, and we have had kind of a rocky relationship where we were close when I was a kid until right after college, and then there was a kind of a break in our relationship, and something happened and we didn't talk to each other for a long time, probably several years. And then our relationship has kind of been this on again, off again thing ever since then. Like, it's either we're talking, we're having fun, we're doing stuff together, we're texting, or she's not talking to us. And this seems to go back and forth and back and forth. And first, like, the big deal was, you know, that I was with Pete. Then that was what caused the initial crack in the relationship, was me being with Pete. Then she was okay with Pete, and then she discovered that she also liked Pete and that he was a valid person and that they actually got along, and she was able to set her, and props to her for this, her judgments about him and how she felt about that to the side, and they actually got along, and I thought that was really cool. This is a Burl Marx fantasy, in case you care. It's philodendron. Not doing as well though, which is why I put it in moss. But anyway, so yeah, that's getting some space is actually, and doing the process in Italy. One is to get some space from the situation at home. I'm a very independent person, so having somebody around all the time asking like, oh, what are you doing now? Like, I hate that. I absolutely hate that. So, and having it all the time, it's just been a lot, and I feel like more and more, I just feel like it's just encroaching on me, my lifestyle, and especially with wanting to move forward. There goes Dory. So, you know, things have changed. And then there's Monster barking. So yeah, it's just changed everything. How he and I relate to each other, and it hasn't been easy. So, hey. So yeah, I've been looking at actually pursuing the process in Italy, and the other reason behind that is because of my mother, because I would have to hunt her down to get her to notarize a piece of paperwork and saying that she knows that, or it would be like her saying that she never voluntarily renounced her chance at Italian citizenship. So if I apply in Italy, I don't need any of that. I don't need her to notarize anything. But if I apply in the US through the consulate in Detroit, I would need to get her to notarize a statement to that. And trying to hunt somebody down, like my mother, when they don't want to be found, like, even though I know where she lives, she works a lot, I'd have to go through my dad probably just to figure out like when would be a good time to come over. And my dad and I have a bad relationship too, over the same issue that my mom and I were fighting about way back when I was dating Pete. So it's a long story, but just to give you some context, like my parents were not at my wedding. So, and we were married, it'll be 10 years in April this year of 2022. We got married in 2012. So we weren't speaking at the time, although shortly thereafter we did start speaking in our relationship as a, not a throuple, but like as 3 people, where we went out and did stuff together. Like we would go to the symphony, or, you know, because we all like to do that. So we would just all go together. It was me, my mom, and Pete. Which, you know, had its ups and downs, but it was nice overall. We didn't do everything together, but I mean, it was nice. So it was nice to reconnect with my mom and have her accept my husband and acknowledge him and like him. Like she really did like him, from what I could tell. I think she liked him more than she liked me. Like, as far as, like, I don't know. But anyway, it's neither here nor there anymore. But, so yeah, so getting some space for myself, and also just, I think getting some distance would be the best thing for me right now. So that's another reason why I'm looking at pursuing the citizenship in Italy, is a chance to travel, a chance to film and make some really cool content. And not that I can't do that here, because I can, but like it just seems like a good time to do it. Like everything with like my businesses are just kind of like, I'm not really sure how I want to proceed. Do I want to go more of a content creator route? I still haven't finalized a exact direction that I want to go for this channel. So like life coaching, I kind of moved away from that, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to include plants and life lessons. But I mean, how many life lessons can I include from plants? The whole life coaching, I don't want to say market, but like the personal development niche seems really saturated on YouTube. So just, I don't know, just trying to find my niche, like trying to find where I fit in, somewhere in the middle of like like a really weird niche, which doesn't really fit with me because I'm not niche. Like I am very multi-passionate, and this whole idea of niche down to blow up is a very hard concept for me to grasp. I've really struggled with this. It's hard. It's probably why I have 2 channels, because it's like I hear the rules. I think I mentioned this in another video. I took like a YouTube class just to figure out like what I needed to do to get onto YouTube, how to upload videos, how to film a video. So I learned a lot of basic things in that course, which were very helpful. But now it's like, you know, like I'm not beyond that, but I've grown. Like my skills have expanded a little bit. And I'm just trying to figure out, like one thing they said in the course was you need to niche down to blow up. So I've got a very niche down situation with the plant channel, but plants aren't all I want to talk about. Like I want to do other stuff that's not plant related. So like life coaching, personal development stuff, but like I also want to pursue like more camera stuff. So clearly the whole niche down to blow up is great advice, but it's hard advice for me to hear because I have a hard time with that. I'm passionate about a lot of different things. It's not that I don't like to focus, I do, but it's like I do want to have one channel, but I don't really like having multiple channels to film and do artwork for Do Everything Twice. It's been a good learning experience to get onto YouTube for sure, but at the same time, it's also a lot of work, you know, 2 channels, like you can't really focus on one thing because you're doing multiple things. So that got some nice roots on it. This is a, let me make sure. Yeah, this is a Monstera standeliana albo variegata. And the other one you saw me do was another Philodendron Campo Sportianum. So, in case you're curious. If you're not, then don't worry about it. So yeah, that's been kind of my reasoning behind why I'm looking at the Italian citizenship. Also just been questioning like myself, my skills, like am I going in the right direction? I know I talked in the last video, or hopefully the last video, hopefully I'll have published it before I publish this one, about doing like TEFL, getting my Teach English as a Foreign Language certification. Like, why would you do that? And I've questioned that too. It's like, you know, it's like one more thing I can add to my box of tricks, my bag of tricks, because I love teaching, I really do. And that's one thing I've come back to over and over, like coaching, teaching. You know, it's hard when you're first starting out and you haven't built up a clientele. You know, you're trying to figure out like what you want to teach, what you want to coach on, what you want to, you know, whatever, like even in the plant world, what kind of plants do you want to grow? Do you want to grow succulents? Do you want to grow rare plants? Do you want to focus on one kind of plant, like just Hoyas, or do you want to focus on like like other kinds of stuff like aeroids, like philodendrons and monsteras and anthuriums, like or orchids, and even I see the crossover there. I have so many different kinds of plants. They all grow very similarly. You know, like I mentioned, Hoyas, orchids, mostly grown in the air, and then some vining is very common amongst these plants. Most of them, not orchids, well, there is an orchid vine, but most of these plants are vines that either crawl sideways or grow up and down in the forest. So there's that. Sorry about the train. So yeah, just deciding, do I want space, and how COVID has factored in, and how COVID has really changed a lot. Part of me wants to like hate COVID for that, but part of me, because it really did interrupt my life, but also I know I wouldn't probably have gotten into plants as deeply as I did without COVID. And I know for a fact that had I not had the plant shop take off the way it initially did, I would not be sitting here talking to you today about these plants. And I wouldn't be, without that, I wouldn't have left my job. Weird transition there. I wouldn't have left my full-time job. I don't think I would have had the bravery to leave it had I not had the plant business going. Like, that was a big deal, a big driver. It gave me the confidence, I think, to leave. And then once I left, I was literally like, I don't ever want to work for anybody else except myself, because I like working for myself. Not to brag, but like, I do much better working for myself than I ever did at a full-time job where I worked for somebody else. It just seems to be a better fit for me overall. Kind of interesting to just talk out loud about, you know, how COVID has really changed a lot of that for me. So I have more plants to do, but I won't put you through anymore, at least for today. I think I'm gonna do another repotting or up potting, but I'm gonna probably post it on my plant channel. I will link to that down below if you're interested. So again, thank you for joining me. My name is Sarah, and I am a person with many passions. I guess for this channel, I'm a life coach, creative coach, entrepreneurship coach. If you need help or struggle or just struggling, I'm not a therapist, but I would love to be there for you and love to help you out in any way I can. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I enjoyed filming it, and we will talk again soon. I hope you have a great day. Bye.